Golf has never been more rock and roll, with the wild hairstyles, fancy clobber and the occasional scandal all part of the modern game. But this week we're at a golf course that has heavy metal running through its veins. This is Astbury Hall. Owned and designed by K.K. Downing, lead guitarist of the legendary British heavy metal band Judas Priest, Astbury Hall is a classic track. Set in stunning Shropshire countryside at the heart of the Severn Valley, it measures over 6,500 yards. Its manicured playing surfaces and immaculate greens have received high praise. I think it's fair to say Astbury is one of the finest new courses in the UK. We'll speak to the man behind the masterpiece a little later on in the show on exactly how he made the transition from music to golf. Now, the Astbury Hall Classic is event number 2 on what is promising to be a fantastic season here on the EuroPro Tour. The 888 Poker PGA EuroPro Tour will be travelling the length and breadth of the UK. Conqueror Wood in Ireland, Murray in the north of Scotland, Princes on the Kent coastline, Moor Allerton in the northwest, and last time out at Wensum Valley in the southeast. That was won by Wisley Golf Club's Dan Waite. The Motor Caddy Masters was his first professional win, having only turned pro in 2011. A great start to what could be a huge season ahead, as I found out. I'm now here with Dan Waite, the first champion on the 2013 season here on the EuroPro Tour. Victorious at Wensum Valley, congratulations.
Thank you.
How has that win set you up for the season?
Really good. It was a great stepping stone for the rest of the season. It feels great to get a first win, and it feels like a bonus, and just keep going from there, build with confidence.
Did you turn up at Wensum with any expectations of walking away with a winner's check?
I knew I was hitting it well, and after the first couple of rounds, obviously I was well placed. But yeah, I knew I was hitting the ball well and I was driving it well. So when I drive it well, the rest of the game tends to fall into place.
Because that victory now gives you an exemption into the Scottish Hydro, doesn't it?
That's right, yeah. Really looking forward to that one. Should be good to get the first Challenge Tour event. That'll be my first one, so yeah, looking forward to that.
And this is our first time on the EuroPro Tour at Astbury Hall. What are your initial impressions?
No, it's awesome. It's a beautiful golf course. Conditions amazing. You just can't complain. It's a fair golf course. It's really good.
Cool. Well, good luck.
Thanks very much.
Play well.
Cheers.
How will Dan Waite fare in this event number 2, the Astbury Hall Classic? And who will pocket the £10,000 first prize? Your commentators, after this musical montage, Ross McFarlane and Simon Golding.
So after 2 rounds of golf here at Astbury Hall, once again, Dan Waite is the man. 66 and 68 for 6 under, but he's got company. Elliot Saltman and James Hepworth, both former winners on the EuroPro Tour. Alongside me, Ross McFarlane.
Yeah, and a former winner on the European Tour. Former PGA champion, of course, Scott Drummond, who missed the cut by 3, spoke to Spoonie and enjoyed the course this week.
Here with European Tour member and winner on European Tour of the PGA Championship at Wentworth, Scott Drummond. Welcome to Astbury Hall.
Thanks.
Why Astbury Hall?
Well, I heard a lot of good stuff about it. Got a good friend of mine who plays here quite regularly. He had some teams in the Pro-Am this week, and they contacted me about playing, and like I said, I'd heard a lot of good stuff about it, especially the greens. So wanted to come down and get some good preparation actually for Wentworth next week.
Now, how important is it for you to play back-to-back weeks?
It's very important. I mean, especially for me at the moment in my situation, because I'm not playing regularly on the tour or even regularly on the Challenge Tour. So it's very important. I mean, I've felt the toughness, if you like, of not playing week to week, and you're having your match sharpness. So that's why it fitted in great for me with my schedule to come here and enjoy a really good course. Hopefully some better weather than we had yesterday. But yeah, it's really important, to play as many weeks as you can within reason to get your game sharp.
Now, you played a couple of EuroPro Tour events in the past. A venue like this is only going to stand the tour in good stead, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, this is, it's a beautiful part of the country. I grew up just down the road.
You're a little bit biased.
Yeah, a little bit biased, but Shropshire is lovely, and yeah, I mean, the course it's really, really nice design. Greens are excellent, like I say. I mean, you're not going to play many places with greens better than this, or even as good as this. So it's a great advertisement, really, and it's great for the EuroPro Tour.
Well, great to hear from Scott Drummond as we head out onto this third and final round. And the first man that we take a look at on hole number 1, the Finn, 26 years of age, Yanni Casquet, should be at home here at Astbury Hall when he hasn't got a golf club in his hand. It's a guitar, and I bet he wishes he was putting with the guitar right now. Plays a mean bit of Texas blues, but he won't be happy with that, Ross.
Yeah, that's a shame to start on the first hole, because that'll always grind in your mind for the rest of the round.
Now then, all 6'5" of him. He can give the Big Easy a run for his money, James Hepworth. One of those golfers that we always say here on the EuroPro, genuine class.
Talking about class, European Tour player and double winner on the European Tour, David Horsey. He doesn't normally miss many of those. One of the strongest parts of his game. Greens are absolutely superb this week.
Yeah, that's been the theme running through this tournament. Great quality on the putting surfaces, but Casquet at the second, having trouble finding them. It's not been a great start from the Finn. Unfortunate not to get a flyer there from that lie.
Also using a long putter. I wonder how long he's going to be doing that. Might have to change soon. Down the left-hand side, you can see the ball rolling very nicely. It's staying close to the ground.
Picked up his maiden victory on the EuroPro Tour last year in Ireland, did Elliot Saltman, but taking a drop there after finding the woods from the tee.
This is a birdie putt for Casquet, up the hill. Oh dear, gave that one a rap.
Yes, a wry smile from the young Finn. Now Saltman did very well at Wensum Valley until that final round, which I think we'll gloss over. Let's hope he can bring his Sunday best to this last round.
Drifting a little bit left, missed that green to the left, and that's short-sided. He's going to find it extremely difficult.
Now here's the man of the moment. The hot property so far on this year's EuroPro Tour season, Dan Waite. Looking for back-to-back wins, and a lot of golf to be played until then, but I'm sure that'll be in the back of his mind.
Casquet needs this to make a par, and that's bogeys on 1 and 2 then.
Yeah, Fenwick from Dunbar Golf Club has represented Great Britain and Ireland at junior international level. Turned professional back in 2007. One of those players that might just be a slow burner and gradually build into his career.
James Watts, first par 3 on the course. Trying to draw this one in from the right-hand bunker. That's the best way to approach this. But he's overdone it.
Yeah, Watts disgusted with himself there. Neither he and Casquet made the best of starts. Back to Waite at the par 4 first. A little bit of work to do on the short game. I think he'll be disappointed with that.
Disappointment for Hepworth, who found the bunker off the tee, right up the lip as well. just back in play. He'll be able to reach in 3, so he's probably staring at the best a par 5.
Yes, medicine duly taken by James, and I'm afraid Elliot's got some to take as well. I think I might have jinxed him talking about that winsome final round, and that's a poor start from Saltman. And that's going to knock his 5-under score for 6, so to speak.
First hole playing very difficult. Third hardest all week. Fenwick starting it down the right, also just drifting it right to left. Can it get up the top level? Go on, get up. Stay there. If it does, he'll have an excellent chance at eagle coming up.
Down weight, just let his chip feed out to the left. But repair work good, straight up and after that one. So comfortable putt for Dan. Par at the first.
142-yard par 3. Kasky missed the green to the left. Hopefully he won't be dropping another shot. Up and down skills needed. Oh, even better.
Oh, that's what we love to see on the EuroPro Tour. Not a particularly happy young man because of what's gone on before that, but that may just kick him into action. Eagle chance then for Fenwick.
It did roll down the slope. Good pace. It's a tough pin to get at.
Yeah, he's very unlucky there. Now wait, after a par start. Basically had 5 great rounds of golf. So far, so good this season. Now can he put it together in the final round for the 2nd week in a row? Just off the fairway.
Hepworth made the green in 3. Seen how it goes right to left at the end. Ooh, good try.
Now Saltman, after a very disappointing start, dropping 2 shots at the first, he's going to have to try and get things back together. Had that wonderful win last year at Photo Island with that fabulous 10-under par final round.
James Watts, poor chip through. It was through the back of the tee. This for a par. Players are really enjoying these putting surfaces though, but they are a challenge.
Lovely view of this one for Saltman. Little decision on clubbing here to get it out of that first cut.
He seems to be a little stuck on the inside and he's blocking everything to the right. He hooked off the first, which means he's attacking too much from the inside, so they're either going straight right or going left.
Yeah, the 31-year-old Scotsman just not swinging freely at the moment. Gave that the kitchen sink though, did Dan Waite. And unfortunately just missing out. Well, 2nd green optimises the challenge that the putting surfaces pose the players here at Astbury Hall. And earlier in the week, John Morgan took a closer look at these immaculate greens.
Here we are at the 3rd, a par 3, a beautiful 123-yarder. Now, what I got to say about this hole, the grasses are fantastic. The greens are amazing. Creep and bent grasses make this course a delight to play on, and putting surfaces are pure. Now, the final day's pin position is right there on that back right, as you can see. And as we see, these guys are going to be hitting in the region of a pitching wedge or 9-iron, and they're going to be really able to take this hole on, and this is what might happen. Watch out, boys and girls, don't blink. Could be a hole-in-one here.
That ball does really run past that hole. 123 yards to the front edge of the green, and then the flag all the way in the back, so it's probably one more club than a wedge. 9-iron. Come on now, that could work its way down. There's exactly what John was saying.
Very nice from Neil Fenwick. Back up on the tee, James Hepworth. We talked all last year about this man's ball striking. Does produce a wonderful sound when he hits it.
He only has to lean on it and it goes a long way, doesn't he? 6'5".
Yeah, it didn't feed down, just into the heart of the green there. Saw the pitch mark just behind the flag.
Third shot then for Saltman. Pushed his second to the right, didn't make the green. There, another idea. If you get on the wrong side of the hole, how tough it is to get the ball close.
Hepworth, birdie opportunity. And you really got to favour this man's opportunities and chances in this final round. Two-time winner on the Challenge Tour, one on the EuroPro as well. And you just got to fancy him for that. As we've already said, this is the man to beat. And when you have a win under your belt, you do go into the next event, Ross, feeling ebullient.
Yeah, definitely. You've just got to feed on those same experiences from the previous week. So just outside the right, down the hill. Look at the speed on that. And it's not a putt he could have had a go at, so tentative.
From the bunker, up onto this top level for downweight. This one, well, took all the break out of that with the pace. As some of the members look on. Penny for their thoughts. I tell you what, some weeks I bet you their information could be gold dust.
Straight up the hill. Well done, birdie.
Well done indeed. Elliot Saltman starting to repair some of that early damage, gets himself back to 4 under alongside Neil Fenwick. And it's James Hepworth and the man that led at Wensum going into the final round, Billy Foles, on 5 under, but Dan Waite still leads on 6 under. After the break then, the Astbury Hall Classic continues from the beautiful county of Shropshire, famous for that first iron bridge, one of the oldest running steam trains as well, and the historic town of Bridgnorth, home to the oldest inland funicular railway. How about that? See you after the break.
Welcome back, and before we return to the action out on the course, I ventured inside Astbury Hall and into the office, the hub here, to meet its owner, KK Downing. As well as being responsible for golf course design, he has sold over 40 million albums worldwide and owns a much coveted Grammy Award. How on earth did all this happen?
Well, first let me say welcome, Spoonie, here to Astbury and the EuroPro Tour. It's so exciting to have you guys. Yeah, I guess obviously being in a band for so many decades, not just years, decades actually was. You've been in the industry, you're out there travelling around, you get days off, and so you either prop up the bar, you become a barfly, or you find something else to do. And I guess back in the early 80s, me and a couple of the other lads decided we'd go out and play golf, you know. In actual fact, we were out there on tour with a band, good friends of ours, Def Leppard, good golfers. There was a bit of a challenge went on the night before in the bar, and they got us out there on the course, and we just became hooked. As lots of viewers out there know, once you start the game, it's just get to, you know, and it's something that you just have to keep on doing.
How and why Astbury Hall?
I bought the hall, I guess, in the mid-80s when things were going great with the band. You know, I thought I'd like a little piece of England, you know.
Little piece.
And I thought, well, you know, I'm rattling around in this big house and there's lots of acres of fields and stuff. I'm going to do something with it. And I thought, there's no doubt in my mind, it's going to be fantastic for a golf course.
So how did you make the transition from being a lead guitarist to a golf course designer?
It was a bit of a baptism of fire, you know. I did have like bona fide constructors and architects, but I guess I'd been travelling around, you know. I was fortunate enough to spend quite a lot of time in Hawaii and Florida and Arizona, you know, playing golf and stuff. And I had this preconception in my mind as to what I wanted to see here. And so there was always kind of, disagreements going on the way things should be. So cut a long story short, I just took up the baton and read a few books and Googled a few things on the internet about course build and design, and I thought, you know, I'm going to have a go at this myself, you know. and that's what I did. I didn't realise it would turn out really quite this good, you know.
And out on the golf course, there are some touches of Judas Priest out there, aren't there?
It's been a recent decision of mine, even though I was thinking about it for a long time, Spoonie, to actually name the holes after, you know, Judas Priest songs or albums or something, you know. And the names are, you know, really, really quite fitting. I mean, we've got the 6th hole with a very, very tricky green there is called A Touch of Evil. And I thought that was pretty good. And, you know, we've got the finishing hole, which is 200 yards carry, you know, 200 yards par 3, all carry over water, which is called One Shot at Glory. So I thought that for a finishing hole. So
you must have had so much fun naming these holes.
There's some great, you know, running wild, all fired up, you know. There's some good names out there, and it's kind of quite fun for me to go out there and just see the name tags on the holes, and it just gives the holes a little bit of character and identity.
Now, speaking to some of the players, very, very impressed with the condition of the greens here. Have you got a low handicap yourself?
No. I was not a bad little golfer in the mid 80s, but now I've been a senior for 10 years, so that's giving away my age. 11 really. 11 years, but I'm around about kind of 10 or 12 or something like that.
Decent.
You know, it's decent. It's decent. I'm quite pleased with that. It's quite. I'm not playing off the ladies' tees yet, Spoonie.
But the condition of the course is fantastic, and the players have commented on how good the greens are.
That's more important to me than just anything at the moment. Is the players enjoying playing the golf course. And saying that it plays like they expect a good golf course to play. That's the best reward I can possibly have.
Well, thanks very much for having us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Spoonie.
Good luck in the future.
And I did say, this man is a braver man than me because he hits golf balls in front of the cameras on television. Well done.
Legend. Back to the golf.
Legend indeed. KK Downing, what a great job he's done with Astbury Hall. He really has committed to the whole theme of producing a championship golf course, and that added little rock and roll touch. He's named the holes after hits and albums from Judas Priest, so Deceiver is what Waite and Saltman are playing at the moment.
The 3rd. Been quite a few birdies here this week as well. 36 in total. So even though it's only a wedge, actually it's not that easy a hole.
Complete deception for both. First chance to see Michael McGeady, the Irishman, in action. His shot at the 15th on 1 under. Second shot into this par 4. Oh, that is exquisite from him. Right down the bottle.
But the man on fire out on the golf course, Billy Foles. 5 under par, and if you consider the leader is on 6, that's how much on fire he is today.
Now, misjudgment from Waite and Saltman. A bit surprised by that actually, with the amount of feed that you get down to this back flag. But that's a superb recovery, isn't it, from the big Scotsman?
Great touch for a big man. I wonder where that saying came from. This man's had a good touch today. Up the hill, little bit of right to left as it comes up the slope. Oh, it's at this stage now you're thinking, I've got a great round, don't make a mistake.
Yeah, a bit of mental toughness required to close the deal. Bit of mental toughness here for this par for Dan Waite. And this one does drop. We saw one before the break from Fenwick that didn't quite feed back to the hole, but that did. Great stuff from Waite. Hepworth. Second of the par 3s.
Yeah, 176 yards. Very narrow green. That's in the correct spot. 4 holes to go. This is a massive putt.
Well, he sighed as soon as he hit that. Just seemed very tight over that. And I think you're right. I think he's maybe starting to think about the tournament as a whole.
Well, coming up on the rails, so to speak, David Horsey.
It was only a matter of time, wasn't it, Ross?
And the home stretch. Great front nine, 31.
Wow. Beautiful golf from Horsey. Now Fenwick. Second shot to this par 3 fifth, and got a nice little bit of stop on that from short range.
Yeah, we're seeing a nice array of different sort of chips and pitches. What a score. Horsey's along beautifully. Left to righter, down the hill. Looking like a grey stallion today.
Now Hepworth picked up a birdie on 4 to take him to 6 under for a share of the lead. Has all the skills needed for this final round as James Hepworth here at Astbury Hall, but he's going to need to see a few of those putts drop.
I think the person with the most patience is really going to prevail, because it's that sort of course. John's told us about these greens, how tricky they are. You have to hit the ball in the right spots. Sometimes you just have to take 2 putts.
Now Foles with that charge to 5 under, then a drop, and then that. What a strange finish to his round.
Dan Waite from the Wisley Club. A lot of good players coming from that club these days. And that was right over the top of the flag. And like you say, just continuing on his great form.
Now, come on, Billy. Let's get this back together. Well, his heart would have been in his mouth on that shot. What a recovery. What a recovery.
Easy 4.
Now, Neil Fenwick, we saw his touch with the short game at the last hole. He's been working very, very hard on that with his coaches at Dunbar. And he certainly could be a prospect today. And playing alongside Hepworth, that, I don't know, that always helps, I think, playing alongside someone that knows how to conduct themselves on the final day.
There's a good professional shot, allowing the slope to bring it in. So McGeady making a little home charge. Well done, 17th in the order of merit last year, so he's a very consistent golfer.
Yeah, we saw a lot of him around the leaderboards last year. Now Horsey, very tidy performance so far. Very crisp striker of the ball.
Left to right. Oh, it just lacked a little pace. There was nothing wrong with the line there. Stays at 6 under.
Yeah, Fenwick once again giving himself an opportunity. He'll fancy this. No, and just never really seemed to get that online. Just pinched a little bit too much at the top of that putt.
If these greens were really quick, they'd be almost Augusta-like. The amount of slopes and variations there are. Really well designed.
Yeah, the greens are always the talking point at Astbury Hall, but it is a beautiful setting as well, and Hepworth up and after that one pretty quickly. Only saviour for both those men. They're coming back up to the hole so they can give it a bit of tap. Now, haven't seen much of Yanis since his poor start. Really crouches over that putter, doesn't he? Trying to maintain as much control as possible.
Compare that with the style here of Horsey, whose arms just hang freely from his shoulders, and just a rock and very little wrist movement. Not a lot can go wrong with that action, apart from the mind.
Yes, the mind. The pesky mind, eh, in that final round. And there are a few mind games going on out there. Hepworth and Waite on 6 under, but nobody getting clear of this field. And I wonder what Billy Foles will be able to post in the clubhouse. He's on 4 under at the moment, and from Foles to Horsey on 5 under. Honestly, you can't write this stuff.
European Tour member David Horsey, winner on the European Tour. You're playing Astbury Hall EuroPro Tour this week. Why?
Just to get playing again, to be honest. I've had 4 weeks off, so I didn't play China in Korea. I had an operation on my neck, so just wanted to get a few rounds on my belt. That's not going to take too much out of me before next week. So yeah, saw this on they've fitted into the schedule nicely. So obviously a great golf course, looked really good on the internet. So yeah, thought I'd come and play.
The season started quite well for you though, hasn't it?
Has, yeah. It's got, I think I missed 1 cut so far, but then the last 3 tournaments I've had 3 top 5s. So yes,
all right,
yeah, it's all coming
shabby.
together coming into the meat of the season. So yeah, looking forward to the rest of the year.
Now, some people would think incorrectly, you know, European Tour member, you come and play on the EuroPro Tour, you're going to go and shoot 8 under, and walk away with the check. It's not that easy, is it?
Definitely not. No, I mean the standard isn't that much different, to be honest with you. Obviously, you've got the top players here who definitely compete on the European Tour, but yeah, it's difficult. You know, it's such a small margin between sort of playing at the level, at European Tour level, and at EuroPro level. And obviously the conditions are slightly different at times, and it's tough. But you know, you've got to take your chances and take your breaks when you get them, and hopefully get yourself onto the tour.
Welcome back to the fabulous Astbury Hall in Shropshire and the Astbury Hall Classic. Final round action for you coming up. We have 2 leaders at the moment, Hepworth alongside Waite, and a chance to see James in action at this par 3-7. Hasn't quite got it right in the par 3s today. I think he'd be the first to admit that.
Yeah, 3 par 3s in the first 7 holes. This is a par 70, remember this course. That's an excellent shot.
Playing alongside the Scotsman, Neil Fenwick. Hepworth shown the way. Will Neil take the risk that James did? And this one just going to stay the wrong side.
Quite a lot of elevation changes on this course. See, it's almost a semi-blind shot here. Over the hill, that'll run down very quickly. It needs to stop though. Stop, easy, easy. Bye-bye.
What a shame. I mean, that was always going to be a tester, and full marks to Dan Waite. He took it on, but that might be a problem for the leader.
Very nicely played. See, the club head never got inside.
Yeah, Fenwick's been doing a lot of work on the positioning of the weight during the shot. Which foot are you going to put your weight on? And he's been training very hard with that side of things. It's paying off. Goodness me. Well, we are going to see a change to the leaderboard, I think, after Waite finishes that hole. And Foles could have influenced things, Ross, but rather sticky end to what was a superb round.
Yeah, it seems to me the 15th, that putt on the 15th, has really sort of stopped his momentum for the whole day.
This to take the outright lead. Well, never hit that, did he?
Didn't look very confident on that one. He was staring at it as if he didn't really know what that putt was going to do.
Yeah, I can tell you that Fenwick also went on to make par, but things could still change at the top of the leaderboard, depending on this putt from Dan Waite. Needs to hold this for par.
Steady. Wow, it's fast down that hill.
Yeah, get it in the wrong place on these greens and it's brutal. Now this to go to 4 under to join Billy Foles.
That was up the hill, and if you can do that, you can afford to be positive.
Bogey putt then for Waite. was going to say, even if he made it, it would have left Hepworth out in top spot, but that's given Hepworth a bit of breathing room now. And disappointing for our first winner of this year's EuroPro Tour season.
He's got plenty of time to repair that damage. Falls then, a little bit from the left.
Well done, boy. Good man.
Good up and down.
And Horsey made some very specific decisions to stay in the UK and get himself ready for Wentworth. And he won't be too happy with that one.
8th hole, 402-yard par 4. Not a long hole these days, just a drive and a short iron. But that flag just on a little ridge. You see there are plenty of spaces on this course, so if you were to miss the fairways, it's fairly generous off the tee. But if you miss the greens, that's when you're asked the big questions.
Yeah, there's that nice little sting in the tail, isn't there? Bit of protection for some of these holes. Certainly caught out a couple of our leaders so far. Horsey then tidies it up. I think he's really enjoying his week here at Astbury Hall. KK Downing watching over that tee shot from Dan Waite. Must be fascinating to design your own course, Ross, and then watch the pros come to play it and see what they make of it.
Yeah, definitely. You can make changes to the course having watched pros play it. That's a good thing. Use the whole experience. Good roll. The only thing I would say is the pace is just a little too short of Hepworth's putts at the moment. They're not running at the hole, are they?
No, that's that one element to his game which could potentially let him down in this final round. Foals at the picturesque 18th. Beautiful hole with the lake and the bridge in the background, but well, he won't have much time to take in the scenery after that putt.
Very tall, straight-legged stance for Saltman. Got the blade open, body open. Let's get it to land softly. There we go. Very nicely played. Soft hands. When you grip that club when playing those shots, nice and softly.
Softly, softly. Now Fenwick from just off the dance floor. He's tugged it.
Oh, there's the case, isn't it? He missed the green short. Difficult to get close to the flag. Safe tee shot for McGeady in the heart of the green. Right to left, down the hill for a birdie.
What a putt. Well, he's been on fire, hasn't he, with the short stick. Would have been 4 in a row for Michael. And that would have been a very nice clubhouse score. That'll do, though.
66 on the final day will always earn you much gold. That's for sure.
Yeah, what challenge awaits Dan Waite here at the 7th?
Try.
Exactly. It was a good try. One of those very popular putters. Sort of like a dark version of the one Luke Donald uses. And Ian Poulter as well.
Yeah, good call, Ross. Now Foals. Touch of what could have been for Billy Foals, but still a fantastic final round, just like his playing partner Michael McGeady. And he'll take that confidence away into the next week of this EuroPro Tour season.
4 bogeys in a 66. Wow, that was some golf. Saltman likes to move these in low and from right to left. Gets a lot of spin. There we go. Another great example of if you get on the wrong side, it gets drawn off the green.
Dan Waite, with that in mind, has compensated very nicely indeed. What a super shot from Waite.
Now this man does have a very tidy short game. Incidentally, takes his glove off when he chips. Wants to get more feel. Have a try of that when you're on your home course.
Bit of terrain here for Saltman. He would have watched it quite intently as it fed away. And hasn't managed to get a read on it.
Just pace and line keeping that out, really. And that's the awkward side of this well-designed course. Hepworth didn't make the green in 2 on the par 5 9th. Just a little pitch up the hill.
Yes.
So many different putting styles, aren't we seeing today? There's, you know, Yanni has that incredibly long putter up in his chest and large fat grips with fingers down the shaft, and it's amazing.
Yeah, last 3 seasons we've been talking about the variety of putting that we're seeing. And you've always said, you know, initially when you changed your putter it was because of a problem. Now it seems to be a choice of technique.
Good technique there from Horsey. Approach with the 9-iron.
Tidy enough, and Dan Waite's going to want to keep himself in a position where he can attack towards the end of this round. Horsey to move himself to a share of the lead.
Unlucky, but he's got through the hardest holes. 12, 13, 14 are playing stroke index 2, 1 and 4. So he's made those 3 holes in level par. It's a chance to charge.
Hepworth putter just hasn't quite worked from today. That was a lot more positive. Definitely more positive from James, and I think that's what he's got to try and do. Back himself on the return if he does miss. Local lad, Oliver Farr. Had a good start to last season, just trailed away a little at the end. Didn't quite capitalise on some of the good positions that he got on the leaderboard, but that was superb stuff.
Yeah, good chance for a birdie. Dan's got one of his 2 shots back. Not bad. 8 out of 10.
So into the turn. James Hepworth driving at this par 4 10th. Gave that some, fancied it, didn't he?
Yeah, it's 315 yards uphill. Most of the chaps are going at it with a driver. That was a good swing there. Fenwick very much on line, up and down the plane line. See how far left Saltman's aiming here. Long swing, cut underneath. Oh, that's a terrific shot. That is an incredibly high tariff shot he's played there. You can't see the undulation on the back of that green.
Far for birdie to take him to 3 under.
Yeah, well,
It's nice to play courses close to home. Good, isn't it, in a long season to be able to get back to your own bed sometimes.
Sometimes there's a bit of extra pressure, isn't it? Playing on a sort of a home course. So more short game skills required, and that's what he's got. That's why this fella plays on the European Tour.
Now wait to go back where he was at the start of the day. Dear me, it's excruciating. Some of these putts have missed by millimetres. Now both Hepworth and Fenwick happy to take landing short of this green and then back themselves on the short game. They're all chances these days, aren't they?
They are, but you know, it's only a short, just over 300-yard par 4, but it's awkward. The green has a lot of slope. It was a good save.
Saltman for birdie started the day on such a positive note after 2 very good rounds, but has a bit of work to do. Plenty of golf still to come though, and he's going to have to find a bit of that magic that he found in Ireland at Fota last year.
Curly left to right down the hill. Watch this one turn. Oh. Again there, the pace letting him down.
Yes, and Fenwick isn't really pushing Hepworth on at the moment. I thought these two might feed off each other in this final round. No, unfortunately for Neil Fenwick, another one goes begging. That's been the story of his day. Well, in the clubhouse on 4 under, Billy Foles and Michael McGeady. But at the moment, still between Waite, Horsey and Hepworth out on the course. Now, not every golfer having fun out on the greens in this final round, but Spoonie and John did.
So the golfers starting this week at Astbury Hall are going to be spoilt somewhat, playing on some of the finest greens in the UK. John, what makes these greens so good?
Oh, they're creep and bent, which is like an American kind of style grass, which is fantastic to put on. A little bit grainy in places, which I think adds a little bit of spice to it. And also there's a bit of fescue in there as well, which makes them such a pure roll. And they're a joy to put on, boss.
Every player that I've spoken to has said the greens are phenomenal.
Oh, it's different gravy, absolutely different gravy. This is, you know, bread and butter for them. You know, they go over a 6-footer and they think, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Now the key to putting well on these greens are?
Well, all pace putting really, mate. All pace putting. I mean, probably one of the best, what was I say, competitions that were out there was like Bob Rotella and Brad Faxon back in the day when they'd done the backwards and forwards kind of technique and had a few little competitions, and it was all about pace putting, you know. And I mean, I remember having a lesson off of Tiger at one of the Buick Championships.
Don't worry about the name drop.
I know, yeah, massive name drop, I'm sorry. But no, I had a putting lesson off him because I was, you know, I wasn't putting that great, and he said it's all about pace. He said, you know, if it's left to right, right to left, downhill, uphill, he said, as long as you got the pace right, you got every chance in the world of holding it.
So let's have a little competition based on pace and see what comes up trumps.
Game on.
Any tips for me before we start, by the way?
Use both hands. I'm going to use one hand and give you a chance.
Look at him. Okay, so we're ready now. It's going to be a challenge. First to 3 putts, myself against Johnny Morgan. We've got a putt at the same time to each other's holes. I'm playing for the guys with no hair, and John's playing for the guys with just a little bit more hair. You ready?
Yeah, game on, sir.
Let's go.
Come on, bring the A game. Right, you're going down in Chinatown.
I'm going to take you out, mate.
Oh, I thought I had that one, boss. That's a terrible putt, Spoonie. I'm going for a slam dunk. What are you doing? Get up to the hole. Never up, never in.
Don't worry about mine.
That's unlucky, that. We're here for a long time.
At least I've got another job.
You're kidding me, man.
That was close.
I know. One-handed, mine.
Aye, aye. Oh, he's hit the post.
Man, you spoke too soon, dude. What on earth is going on?
So we just had to pause there to let the guys tee off. In other news, I hold a putt. I'm 1 up.
Turn, turn, turn. You're joking me. No way can it go in. Man, that's come in the side door, man.
It's all about the pace. Get the pace right. What's the score, John?
I feel like crying.
What? I want to take you out 3-0 so badly.
Please don't do it. I'll never live it down. But then I don't want to see a grown man cry, you know? Oh. It's got serious because I got 2 hands on the club now.
Oh, Johnny, hit the putt properly. Might be 3 now, though. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we call in the trade a whitewash. Johnny Morgan, thanks for the lesson. Before you go, please tell the camera what the score is, or was.
3-0.
So I've now taken my pupil, Johnny Morgan, over to have a look at a pro, David Horsey. John, tell us exactly what David's doing, please.
It's obviously the Yes True Plane technique done by Harold Swash back in the day.
Yeah, the legend.
So is this a common thing you use on tour?
Just started using it really. Just got a little bit of been taking it a little bit inside.
All right.
On my backstroke, so it's just stopping me getting it inside, and then T-peg there underneath the string now is just to stop me sort of, because I tend
Keep your eyes over the ball, let you notice what's going on.
Well, it's more to stop me hitting it out the heel.
Oh, right,
so,
yeah, cool.
Because I said take it back inside and then come over the top and then get it out the heel.
Okay, cool.
So it's sort of a combination really.
See, I need to put that into my technique next time we go
Sick.
head-to-head, man.
No pressure.
That's what it's all about, boss. We live for this. Man, and he's playing Wentworth.
Perfect.
No, it's all right, man. It's all you do.
What's the string for David?
Just a visual really. Once I've come from here, just to, when I get in and over the string, just sort of helps me, gives me a visual as to where the line is on the putter. So if I do take it quite a long way inside, I can see it.
Nice. I think we've seen enough here. Thank you.
No worries.
Now we've just watched David Horsey do one kind of putting drill. John, what is Gareth doing here?
Well, Gareth, I want you to talk us through it, mate, because I'm kind of useless on these little gadgets. Give us the lowdown.
It's the Pelt's putting tutor. Basically, it is helping you read greens. So every putt you hit is a straight putt, so it's just making sure you start the ball on line. So
Brilliant. Wish I used that
doesn't
earlier.
matter what kind of putt you have, left to right, right to left.
And those ball bearings are kind of looser. As soon as you hit them, it's...
Yeah, so if you hit one offline.
And is this something you've been using quite a lot then, boss?
Yeah, I've used it for 2 or 3 years now, but if you hit one offline...
Yeah.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Yes, I've used it quite a lot, so instead of really thinking about the stroke, just thinking about the line of the putt.
Yeah.
Kind of takes away the technicality of the putt. Just trying to hit the putt on line all the time.
Very good. Also helps putting on greens like this as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, the quicker the greens, obviously, more break and stuff like that you have to read, so hitting a straight putt obviously all the time helps. You can just pick one line instead of trying to read left to right, right to left. If you hit a straight putt,
Yeah.
you're on the way most of the time.
Top man, Gareth.
Well, there we go. Ross McFarlane, did you have a favourite putting drill?
Yeah, sometimes I used to like to just hit a few with my eyes shut. Just from about 3 foot or so, just get used to the feeling of... You heighten your sense of feel when you do that.
Well, there you go, guys. But please, only try that on the putting. And then Horsey at 16, 5 under. I think he'll be a little frustrated he hasn't managed to kick on from there. Had a real chance, didn't he, to post a decent clubhouse score. And we know 6, 7 under probably could do it today.
And nobody getting away at all. James Houseby. Turn. Nice. That's a par, and that should give him the clubhouse lead, 4 under.
That's right, yeah, joint clubhouse leader along with Foles and McGeady. Don't think that's going to be enough today. Weight expansive from the bunker, and another one that's raced on. I mean, he's got good applause for that. There's not much else he could have done.
Now, missing it on the wrong side. Now look, watch how still his lower body is. Now, no movement of the legs. That's very important. Good tip for those short putts. If you focus on keeping your legs still, you'll strike these putts firmly. There we are, legs still again. Ball goes in, easy as that.
I think we've cracked it, you know. Oliver Farr, the Welshman, 3 under, little shake of the head from him. But I think it's only a matter of time before we see Farr right in it at the business end of one of these EuroPro Tour tournaments. Now, Saltman for eagle, this will be big.
That's awkward as well. Quite a lot of left to right. Didn't quite get the pace right. He was coming sort of uphill, side hill.
Yeah, very tough to get it at the flag from there. Now Hepworth, tee shot at the par 3 12th. Just leaking out there to the left. I think we've seen enough of this final round to understand it's about hanging on to your score here, and that was drilled into the hole. That would have gone off if that hadn't dropped. Maybe a touch of anger in that putt from young Dan.
The difference is if you get below the hole, putting up the hill, you can do that.
And Saltman takes the applause and knocks another shot off his score. Horsey then, 2 holes to maybe get himself to 6, 7 under. Par 5 17th, a genuine chance.
And par 5s, he's eaten them up this week. He's 6 under for the par 5s. I mean, up and down there for 7 under out of 9 par 5s.
Proper golf, that. Very good from Horsey. Well, didn't come off. Interesting decision there, because that must have been a decision to land it that short.
I think that was about 2 feet short of being perfect. Second hardest hole on the course, and it's a par 3.
Ooh.
Little push in from Horsey. Well, that sounded like that came right out of the toe. It was a dull sound. Maybe a club decision there. He's talking about sand wedge. Maybe went with lob wedge.
Yeah, for par at the hole known as Jawbreaker, the 12th, and I'm afraid Hepworth having to take one on the chin there. That's certainly changed things on the leaderboard. We are going to get a tight finish at Astbury Hall this week, that's for sure.
Well, it's anybody's, isn't it? You know, 5 under, 4 under, leading in the clubhouse at the moment.
Still for birdie. Won't be aware of exactly what's going on around him at the moment. But when he does get a chance to have a look at one of those leaderboards out on course, he will see that the future's looking bright for David Horsey.
Starting it down the right. Saltman not coming back, and that is not the spot to miss this green.
Now then, Waite playing alongside Saltman.
Heading towards the left side of the green. That's the safer side. Well, it's okay. Just.
Second shot for Hepworth then. Again, quite a deceptive shot in terms of picking that club. Now, time to hear from John Morgan. He's at the 18th.
Here we are at the 18th final hole, par 3. Fantastic hole, my friends, honestly. Great putting surface here on the bottom tier, right by the water, very dodgy. And you've got a pin position on the final day with these 2 big bunkers either side of the green. And this pin position is probably about 10 foot left of what we can see right now. Here it is, right here. All right, so anything you want is probably back right you want to aim for if you can, but if you don't and you hit the wrong club, this is what's going to happen. And you are going to be hoping for the best after that.
Couldn't have put it better. Horsey will be hoping for the best here. What a beautiful tee shot. That really is something to look at now. Can he match it with the final result? Stay up, and he does. Very nice stuff from Horsey, and a chance to post a decent clubhouse lead.
More super skills needed from Saltman. And he has played some of the most delightful short game shots. The only thing that worries me is the amount of greens he's missing.
Birdie chance for Hepworth at 13.
How many times have we said that? It's been birdie chance after
Oh.
birdie chance, hasn't it?
He's been so much more positive, though, since the turn. They aren't dropping, though. Now, wait, just made it across that bunker to the left side of the green as he was looking at it.
All down.
Oh, steady.
Got the weight wrong.
Yeah, good call, Ross. Not a time for levity, though, I don't think, for young Dan. Now, can Horsey put the final touches to what has been a very solid round?
6 under. Maybe 7 could be the number.
Oh, it wasn't listening. He was convinced that was coming back. Stayed straight as a die. Pace was perfect as well. And there you go, a beautiful 65 final round for David Horsey. 6 under, leader in the clubhouse.
Oh, what a day to do the low round of the week.
Yeah, good timing, they call that. Well, too strong going down the hill. And a little too light coming back up it. And those are costly errors from Dan Waite. Hole 14. Right up your street, Ross, breaking the law.
Lovely shot. Good pass with the right side through the ball. And that's why it stopped so nicely.
Haven't seen too much of Watts in this final round after a disappointing start. That looked tidy enough.
1 of 4.
That just about sums it up, doesn't it?
Blind second shot. Up and over cross bunker, which almost foreshortens your second shot. You think the green's just over it, but it isn't. There's another run of 20, 25 yards beyond that bunker. And that's a good hit. It's one of those holes, take your 4 and off you go. And actually, it is a par 5 for the members.
Yes, a few interesting stats on the stroke indexes. Oh dear. Well, the hole is called Metal Meltdown. And I'm afraid that's exactly what's just happened to Dan Waite.
Birdie putt for Hepworth. Go on.
Oh, goodness me.
It's almost like they've put cellophane over the hole for him, haven't they?
Just for James. It'd be too good otherwise. They've tricked it up. That's the only explanation. How many putts are we going to see go past? Surely something's going to drop by the end of this round. Now, Watts, second into 16, one of those inviting shots. One of those that you really fancy, but he's got to be very careful with this. And he has been cautious.
Par putt then for Fenwick. He's seen what this does. Just a little bit of right to left up the hill.
Oh, that's a sickener for Hepworth, I tell you. He's just given a read to young Fenwick. Now then, Dan Waite has got to try and pull things back together here. That'll do nicely.
Played it well. No, Watts, who's only had a couple of birdies today. A long range one here at 16, all the way across the green. Good try.
Little moment of stillness before the putt from Saltman. Very, very good stroke. KK Downing watching the skies and watching on, hoping that the weather holds.
Important putt this for Dan. No, that was Nothing to do with the green, young man. That was just a pull.
A real blip there for Waite, and he joins the pack on a very popular score at 4 under, but refusing to join them at the moment. James Hepworth in second position, chasing that clubhouse lead. David Horsey at the moment really flying that flag.
Question time. In stroke play, a player removes a post defining out of bounds, which interferes with his swing. What is the ruling? A. No penalty is incurred. B. The player incurs a 2-stroke penalty and must replace the post. C. The player incurs a 2-stroke penalty. The answer is C. A boundary post is fixed and not an obstruction, so by removing it, the player incurs a 2-shot penalty under Rule 13.2.
Final round of the Astbury Hall Classic, and we're going to have a little look at the 15th hole. This could be quite crucial. Just a long iron, maybe even a fairway wood for most of the players to avoid those 2 bunkers, and from there just no more than 100 yards to a very small green guarded by a large bunker on the right. All in all, it's a birdie chance.
There we go then, and that's exactly what Hepworth needs to get in touch with our leader back in the clubhouse. David Horsey in at 6 under. Ooh, and just the spin never gave it a chance to get up onto that top plateau.
That's the issue. You see, you want to be going in with a club that takes that spin off, as with the wedges and these good putting surfaces. And that was a quieter strike. This one will take 1 hop and stop in the rough.
Yes, unfortunately, a hop too far. So Fenwick with a challenge. Saltman, second into the par 4, 14th.
Up and over the large tree. And he's done that quite a lot today. Just not hit the greens, has he?
No, he's recovered very well indeed, but it's not allowed him to mount a serious challenge. Now a little blip before the break for Dan Waite has cost him his score. He's back to 4 under, but still fighting.
He's got his weight on his left side, leaning into the slope, using a sand wedge. Just moving his weight forward, and another delightful little pitch from Fenwick.
Birdie opportunity for Saltman to go to 5 under, but he's got to come off that first cut, and always tricky to make that judgment from there. I wonder what KK Downing is making of all of this.
I would have said he's had a great week. Really enjoying the lads being here. Been a lot of praise for the course.
Yeah, I do hope so, and I think that praise is well deserved. Really is making a name for itself, Astbury Hall. Now, up that little ridge, smoothly done by Hepworth, but he's still got some work to do.
Now, it looks a lot closer than that actually is. That's 4 or 5 feet. And that's what Dan Waite has, and he's done it again. You know, he made a double bogey early on, came back with a birdie at the next hole, and he's done it again. Well done.
Yep, good character from Dan Waite. Good character from this young man as well. He's had a round he preferred to forget, but he's tried to keep giving himself chances, but I think the body language will give you all you need to know. Not been James Watt's week.
It's a frustrating game. But for David Horsey, he's just waiting, probably maybe clipping a few shots away, just to keep loose. Big drive there from Hepworth.
Yeah, the first time we've alluded to the P word, but this one's got playoff written all over it with the scores so close. Someone's got to get to Horsey though at 6 under. Now, well played down weight, recovering the situation. Now needs a steady hole at 15, and that's skipped in and out.
Very lucky. Saltman going with the hybrid club. Try and get it about 240 yards down the right side. That should be fine. That'll leave him about 120 in total.
So that second shot in, coming down onto this flat surface, but that green feeds away quite drastically at the back. Shouldn't be a problem for Hepworth. No, he's stopped that beautifully, but the spin taking it away from the target once again, and more frustration for the big man.
Big difference in the way those players played those shots. Softer hands there from Fenwick. You can see less spin, trying to take the spin off with the forearms rather than the hand action.
Yeah, very nice contrast there. Back-to-back shots. This is where Saltman hit his tee shot too. Now, can he find the target area this time? Onto the green and with style. Well, when he does get it right, my goodness, he's good.
Now attached to the Archerfield Golf Club, next door to Muirfield. They'll be busy this summer. Very lucky there for Waite to skip out of that bunker. Oh, aggressive shot.
He's had a number of shots like that today. Well, still looking at the clouds above. I think we're going to be okay. So wide of the green for James Watts at this par 3 18th. But how about that? Writing his own script there at the final hole.
Hepworth running out of holes. Probably right now he's earmarking 17 as a key hole. Par 5, that is. Looks like that's going to be a par.
Well, with the pressure that Dan Waite is under right now, that was pretty well done. Birdie chance for Fenwick. A whole host of players that just haven't managed to move their score on in this final round. He's fits very firmly within that category.
And Saltman, who has really battled with himself, missed a lot of greens. But he has got up and down, and he's still in it. Now at 5 under, making a late run for this title.
Desperately important par putt. And remember, he has missed one of this sort of distance. That's a lot smoother from Dan Waite. Stays on 5 under, and there's the man that is leading in the clubhouse. And you're quite right, Ross. He's just keeping himself nice and warm and ready to go should that playoff come about. Massive chance then for Hepworth at 17, and he's got to take it. This is certainly well within range for the big man, and he needs to find a birdie.
3 holes to go, the 16th. This is a very good par 4, 417 yards, and the players are trying to drive over that left-hand bunker. That's 260 yards to fly that. Most of these powerful guys can do that. And then you're left with a shot from around about 130 yards or so to quite a tough green, well guarded by bunkers, just raised slightly on the right-hand side. But the key is getting your tee shot in play. And Saltman has missed a few to the right. And I think this one is going the other way. It is over the left-hand side of that bunker, and that is far, far, far away and down the hill. Just hitting a little sandwich from there. That's a massive hit.
What a hit from the big Scotsman, playing alongside Dan Waite, our leader coming into this final round, already a winner on the EuroPro Tour this year at Wensum Valley. And the final group, playing the hole that KK Downing has called Running Wild.
Great names.
Yeah, I hope you recognise a few from your Judas Priest record collection at home. Well, a big obstacle to get over. And that one, unfortunately, just didn't have the legs, and he knew it.
Well, he found the rough off the tee. All 6'5" into that.
Had to be done.
Now then, Waite is going to have to pull it out the bag here. This looks horrible. Goodness me.
Who says golf is an easy game? You've got to be strong. You've got to be physically strong to get out of that rough. And that was a terrific shot. Well done.
Much clearer view of the target. And decent surface under the ball as well. Saltman needs to get this right. And he's done it.
Just a little flick, wasn't it? Just a soft flick with a sand wedge.
Well, Saltman with a chance to bring himself into the whole tournament at 6 under if he can make his putt. Hepworth looking for that birdie. Well, that could have changed things very dramatically, but he's still got a chance to draw level with Horsey.
Interestingly, he's got a giraffe head cover, hasn't he?
He's asking for it, doing things like that.
Good touch.
Yes, not the traditional route into this flag, but well played, Dan Waite.
Fenwick. Try and make a birdie towards these last couple of holes. Just help him pick up a few extra order of merit points, pounds.
Yes, incredibly important, even at this stage of the season, because they may count by the end of the summer. Now, this is the chance we've been talking about. Hepworth to tie it up with Horsey, and there we go. Well, he'll have a chance at 18, but I think he'll be more than happy to walk away at 6 under. Will it be a three-way tie, Ross?
Not as straightforward as you think, this one.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry, Elliot. Talked you into that one. It was a right centre putt, and it's an awkward one because it, for all sense and purpose, it really looks so straight on the green.
David Horsey then with that fabulous 65 in the clubhouse at 6 under. James Hepworth on the same score, out on the course with 1 to play. But if James can't find that birdie at 18, then a playoff certainly looks imminent. And Elliot Saltman, well, will that birdie chance cost him? Certainly still in contention, the big Scotsman. And earlier in the season, Elliot sat down for a chat with today's golfers, Kit Alexander. Here's Elliot and Kit.
Elliot, you missed out on the top 5 in the order of merit and earning your Challenge Tour card by the narrowest of margins last year, just £73. How did that feel, and how did it affect your preparations coming into this season?
To be honest, you know, you can dwell on it as much as you want, but it is what it is. You know, I played with Wallace in the first 2 rounds, and he was the man I kind of had to beat. And then, you know, to shoot the same score as him at Woburn, that's the way golf is, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, you go away and you spend a bit of time practicing and preparing for this. And the weather's not been great up in Scotland, so we went away to Spain and Portugal to play the Jamaica Tour. Had a couple of events in the Gecko Tour. Managed to win one in the Jamaica Tour, so you know it kicks your season off nicely, and it's always nice to get a wee win before you come to the EuroPro. And here we are, first event of the year.
You and Lloyd both qualified for the Open Championship in 2009, and you were there again last year.
That's
How was
right.
that experience for you, teaming up with the best in the world?
It was amazing. It really was amazing. And 2009, the approach was different than 2012. You know, in 2012 was a bit more experienced, and I went there with a different attitude, a different mindset. I felt I can, and I still do feel I can compete at the top level with these big guys. I played great practice rounds with Adam Scott and Steve Stricker, and of course Adam Scott went on to win the Masters, and Steve Williams, Adam Scott's gave me so many nice compliments, and it's, you know, these guys are the players you want to be around and compete against, and you just use the EuroPro and Challenge Tour as stepping stones.
And you got your European Tour card for the 2011 season. What did that experience of being there week in, week out really teach you?
Having your European Tour card, first off, you know, it's just an excitement. It's like a big kid in a big toy shop, if you like. But when I get it back again, it's going to be all different. Same as the Open, you know, once you get through it and do it a number of times, things become easier to you. And at the end of the day, it's just a golf course. It's just a game of golf. I think that's the whole killer in golf, is the mindset. And whether you're playing European Tour, US Open, the Open Championship, whatever it is, it's all in the mind. We're all capable of playing golf, and you've just got to keep it steady.
And your best result of that year was at the Saab Wales Open, where you recorded 2 holes in 1 at the 17th. You must have fond memories of that hole. Yeah,
the Saab was a very nice tournament. I had 3 hole-in-ones in that year in the main tour, and there was no cars or anything, just my body weight and hammer. But that 17th hole, I'd only ever seen it on telly when the Ryder Cup was on, and it was 2 hole-in-1 tournaments. You know, it's not often heard of, but it was a great event for me.
And a win on the EuroPro Tour last season over in Ireland in Cork. How did that feel to get a win under your belt there?
You know, it's always great whether you win here or Jamaica or main tour. A win's a win at the end of the day, and you get massive confidence from it. And it just so happened my confidence was flying so high after qualifying for the Open the day before. You know, coming to Ireland and just playing my capabilities, what I've been practicing on, and to go out and shoot 10 under in the last round is, you know, it's a round that'll always stick with me, and it just goes to show that it's in there. I just got to keep trying to bring it out as often as I can.
And you've made a positive start to the year. There are 5 places up for grabs in the Scottish Hydro Challenge on the Challenge Tour after the first 3 events of the EuroPro Tour season. Is that something that's high on your agenda, playing in front of a home crowd and making the move up to the Challenge Tour?
Absolutely. I mean, it's first and foremost, you know, you're in one tournament, you take that tournament as it comes, but at the end of the day, there's outdoors, if you like, that take you to different avenues, and the Challenge Tour is somewhere where I would like to be, but use it as a stepping stone to bigger and better things. And Scottish Hydro event up in Aviemores, you know, the place is just beautiful. It's a great place to be around, and Lloyd will be there, and hopefully my other brother Zach will be there as well. So it'll be a great family event, and played in it the last 2 years, and, you know, looking forward to it this year.
So all in all, confident of making a move in the right direction this year and hopefully getting that top 5 place on?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I did a lot of mind work and, you know, reassess my game, and to be good at this game, you've got to shoot under par every round you play. As I said, it doesn't matter what level you play on. I'm not far away, and to win tournaments, you've got to shoot under par every round. So everything's going well so far.
Welcome back to the closing stages of the Astbury Hall Classic. Ross, 17.
Yeah, par 5, 511 yards. So important to hit this fairway, to be able to reach in 2. Slightly uphill from the tee. 2 large bunkers to be avoided. A narrow fairway, but the target itself is small, slightly raised with a bunker on the right, which sort of eats in for your second shot. Don't go over the back. And there's a big ridge where that flag has been put today.
All sorts of permutations could happen over the next 20 minutes or so. We could have a 3-way tie for a playoff, a 2-way tie for a playoff, or we could have Saltman or Hepworth as winners, or even the clubhouse leader Horsey as a winner. Anything could happen, really.
Not the greatest of tee shots there from Saltman. Trying to hit a little fade. Start it down the left. Is it coming back enough? It is. Now that will offer him a great opportunity.
And that also brings another name into the equation. Weight may have a role to play. My goodness me. Horsey trying to keep it calm. Now Hepworth, massive opportunities here for the big man. Does he like it? Heart of the green, that's going to leak back down.
Let's have a look at the swing. Head stays very still, left wrist flat at the top of the backswing, quiet with the legs, beautiful action. Well, the swing's the thing, but John Morgan talks about the green on 17.
Well, we're here at the penultimate hole, the 17th par 5. Very narrow entry, as you can see, as we start our way onto the green. Now with this green, when you're coming in with a long iron or a 3-wood, it's going to be very hard to hold this green because it's not very deep, this green. So I mean the back part of the green is very, what do I say, about 10, 15 feet deep, and the pin's going to be back there on the final day. And if you don't do it, what you're going to get is this. And then you are left with a pretty smelly putt.
Let's hope there's nothing smelly about what Saltman's left with, because he and Waite with a genuine challenge here. Hepworth and Horsey at the moment in pole position. Oh dear, no, he didn't really like it from the moment he made contact. And for once, it's let him down, that club.
Looking straight down at the green. Ball a little bit below his feet. Easy to lose it to the right when that happens. There we go. Awkward putt from there.
Yeah, that does not look good for Waite. Now then, Hepworth. Can he give us a grandstand finish here? Nowhere near a grandstand finish, and he's still got a horrible putt to get himself into a playoff situation. I can't believe I've just seen that. Dear me, James. Well, this has been the part of Elliot Saltman's game today that has been exquisite. Not bad, but certainly not his best. KK Downing still wondering how this tournament is going to finish. They are keeping us on tenterhooks here, the players.
Eagle putt. Up the ridge, goes left to right and continues on that line. We were saying it was awkward from there, and it still is. But how big is this?
Absolutely huge, Ross. This to stay in the tournament effectively. Oh, he's done it. Nerves of steel, James Hepworth, in the end. A 68 final round, but my goodness me, it could have been very, very different. 6 under with the clubhouse leader, David Horsey. Those two heading into a playoff. Will they have company from this final group of Saltman and Waite?
Or birdie to win for Saltman.
Yeah, good call, Ross.
Left to right, up the hill. There you go. There's the first one.
Oh. Wow. What a finish we could have here at the Astbury Hall Classic. Neil Fenwick to tidy things up, playing alongside James Hepworth. Hasn't quite happened for him today. A 72, frustration for the Scotsman. Not what he would have had planned in his trip to the course this morning.
So, birdie finish for Waite as well. Nope. That's what he needed. So he's going to stay one behind with 1 to go.
Hepworth and Horsey now keeping themselves warm.
The giraffe and the horse.
Like it. Now then, 18th, Elliot Saltman's chance possibly.
And a wonderful par 3, 200 yards. Don't mess with that wet stuff. Long iron, about a 4 iron. The flag tucked just over that little ridge on the left-hand side, so well guarded by the bunkers. And if you go beyond that flag, coming back down to it is very difficult indeed. This is a brilliantly designed par 3.
Yes, absolutely superb to look at as well. It's got everything, this. Oh no, this one coming right back to the left. He's going to have to be lucky here. Oh dear. And for Elliot Saltman, that might be the chance gone. May not even be able to hang on to 6 under. Now let's take a look at this swing.
And let's see why that happened. Look at the top of the swing, that club face pointing to the sky. Sits back on his right side. He's trying to draw it in right to left. Big extension of the arms. But because of that inside to out swing, turns it too much to the left.
Well, Waite still has a chance. This has been a tough hole today, though, especially with that flag position, and I think that tells you everything you need to know.
If you're going to miss it, that's the place to miss it. And I wonder why that happened. A lot more upright this swing. Club face a lot squarer at the top. Slightly shorter that backswing. And that was the only reason. Just not quite finished on the swing, so I didn't have time to square the club face up at impact.
Well, that's how a very busy leaderboard looks. Hepworth can't resist a little look across from the practice green to the 18th. Waite still with a chance.
And he gave it a chance.
Yeah, full marks to Dan there. Wasn't thinking about his final position, was just thinking about sinking that. Now 2 from here for a 3-way playoff. Or chip it in for the win. Go on, go on. Oh, good effort from Elliot Saltman. And that nearly was a dramatic finish here at the Astbury Hall Classic, as the PGA officials ponder a playoff. All the P's. And it goes, and that's exactly what we've got. This is going to be a terrific finish to this tournament. 69 for 6 under from Elliot Saltman, another man who'll be feeling there were chances out there today.
Did he think after making that double bogey on the first he'd still have a chance to win? So last week's winner for a par, well done. And it's another good week, and that's going to probably keep him at the top of the order of merit.
I would think so. Great performance from Dan Waite yet again. 2 good weeks on the EuroPro Tour.
I promised you an exciting finish to the Astbury Hall Classic, and here it is, a 3-man playoff. Elliot Saltman, James Hepworth and David Horsey. The Sun Left playoff will be played over the par 3 18th hole. Very difficult to make 2, very easy to make 4. Good luck, boys.
So away we go on the hole that KK Downing has named One Shot of Glory, the final twist in this Astbury Hall Classic tale. Saltman away. Not the same place, surely. Oh, that's bizarre.
Yeah, bunker this time. It's been some time since this fella's hit a shot on the golf course. Starts it down the right at the right-hand bunker, trying to just feed it back to the middle of the green.
Yeah, well done. Safe as houses. What does Hepworth do here, Ross? What would you do? Would you take this on?
It's one shot at glory, isn't it? Let's be honest. Go for it. 5-iron. Drilled it in.
Looks good. Oh, it's very good. What a shot from James Hepworth. Well, fortune favours the brave, as they say. And he's pulled out all the stops there. Shot of the day from Hepworth, and what a time to pull it out in the playoff.
That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And that's put the pressure squarely on the shoulders of the other 2 players.
More brilliance. Exquisite golf. First from Hepworth, then from Saltman from the bunker. Still a shake of the head from him, because that's not quite where he wanted to be.
His short game was absolutely superlative today. This, for a 2, has to go in, you feel.
Oh, he gave it a chance. But the destination of this particular title is now very firmly in the hands of James Hepworth.
Looks like Horsey's going to be beaten by a nose.
Oh dear, Ross. But I think you're quite right. Hepworth then to pick up a 2nd title on the EuroPro Tour. Oh, solid as you like. Just a little twitch of the knee, but it dropped. And what a final round. Very, very tough to call. KK Downing looks on as James Hepworth picks up the Astbury Hall Classic title. And my goodness me, didn't he have to show some nerve out there? All that golf to get a 3-way tie for the playoff. But in the end, it came down to one fantastic shot from James Hepworth. the Astbury Hall Classic winner.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite the course owner and designer, Mr. KK Downing, to present the award and the trophy to today's champion. Now, just a few words from the winner. For a big man, it's a big win this early in the season.
It is, yeah. Especially I've not played in a tournament for 6 months, so it's come as a bit of a surprise. To be honest, I've been teaching at a driving range for 6 months and hardly got out to play at all. So it really is a bit of a shock.
I've got to say, what a great shot into the 18th, first hole of the playoff.
Yeah, it wasn't both my eyes shut, was it? But, no, just obviously it was the same club as in real time, and I just did it a little bit better, and it fortunately ended up pretty close and just managed to sneak it in.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the inaugural Astbury Hall Classic, Mr. James Hepworth.
So 2 down and 13 to go. Next week, the tour heads off to Burr Hill in Surrey. We'll see you then.